and
Uh-huh.
first week of August.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Hi,
morning.
Dan.
Good morning.
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 Everybody's having a great weekend.
Yes.
All right, let's see who we have here. Share the screen. And hit that guy right there. Any questions before we get going? Any questions at all? Anyone?
Donna, I have to leave after half an hour. Could
Yep.
you do my review before
Yes.
that half an hour?
I will
Thank you.
indeed. Andrea, it's Andre, right? Andrea?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And
Thank you.
is Alan Mason here? Alan, I don't remember where Alan lives, but they're having an electrical blackout there. And so I sent him a message to, just go ahead and connect my phone and we'll do his first. But if he's not here, we'll have to move on.
Don,
Yes.
there was a question about what a found object was this week. Could you clarify for us what you mean by that when you asked us to do it?
Yes. A found object should have no value.
Okay.
So if it's something that you have that's got a value, like if, these 3 hard drives sitting on my desk, right? That wouldn't count because they have a value. But sticks and stones or pieces of metal you pick up or even garbage. One of my friends did an absolutely incredible shot of a bag of rotted apples he found behind his studio. Just stunning. But so that's what I was talking about. Just junk. If it's
Okay.
somebody's junk, if it's not on the junk pile, it's good. But if it's an old camera you have in a drawer, that has some value, even if it's may sentimental value. And that would. But it's a little late now.
Yes.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, I also need to leave a little early today. We have some guests coming over in a while after this. If I could do mine within the first 40 minutes or so.
Absolutely, Rob. We'll get you taken care of. We're going to go find Andre's right now, and then we will come up and do yours, and then you can feel free to stay as long as you want instead of
Thank you.
push it. Okay, Andre, do we know your picture?
Yes.
Yes. What
It
is
must be at the end, far at the end.
What's far at the end?
Yes, I was late. Couldn't stop shooting more and more and more, so submitted really late.
It is one of my favorite things to shoot. It's just found art, found stuff. Well, not found art.
Yes, I love that.
What's it a picture of?
So it's nature objects. I don't even know what it is. It's something I found outside in nature, but I have no idea what it is.
Oh.
I can't see that on your screen.
Is it the dandelions that look like dandelions?
No, not at all.
When did you put it up, Andrea?
You maybe
Well,
need to refresh your page.
45 minutes ago.
Refresh your page. Yeah.
I can't find that. Where is it? Can't even see it there. Where is it?
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Well, I know it. You found it?
Yeah, that's really, really nice. Wow.
Oh, thank you. I love this assignment. I really loved it. So now my question is, what career can you make from junk photos?
Well, and it's a tradition in art. You can go all the way back to Dutch masters painting junk in the window light, an old teapot and a cup, just stuff. And it's a blast to do. It's one of my favorite things. Find just things around and then try to make something of it. And of course, some of our great photographers have done amazing things with it. It's also, it also tricks the brain because the brain says, well, I don't know what this is. William O'Neill did some photographs back in 2002. They were photographs of like a wallet on white, just a
Yeah.
wallet. And next picture was like a watch, broken watch. And you thought, well, this is just junk. And then they told you these were the only items they found at the bottom of the World Trade Center in peace that weren't destroyed.
Ah,
And then do you see how
that changes things.
it changes
So-
things, right?
Yeah,
And you
another
think,
view on it.
that has nothing to do with the wallet, but it has everything to do with the wallet. So that's very beautiful essay he did. This is just lovely. How did you like this? Oh, you're lighting
Very simple lighting, in fact.
so you're feathering the light and blasting it into a black card.
Yes.
All right. That's great. What degree reflector is this?
Well, there's no reflector on it.
That's a
It's
reflector
just
right
a
there.
flash.
Yeah, but that's a reflector.
Yeah, okay. This,
Yeah.
this kind of cone.
So like it looks
Well-
like a 7-inch, but it looks deep. It looks like a 7-inch deep. Huh.
Well, inches. I don't use the inches here in Europe. So
Oh, okay.
I have no idea in inches how much that is. It's about well, I'd
Most
say between 10 and 15 centimeters.
okay. Most
No idea how much
reflectors on the front of strobes, the normal reflector when you get it, come out to about
Yeah.
there, right? But you see how this one really swoops out farther? It actually focuses light more. And you're just basically skimming this thing down here. That's nice. Very good use of light. Play at the edges.
Thank
Always
you.
have fun. Always have fun if you play at the edges. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love the texture of this object and really wanted to show this textures.
Well, you did. And using that hard light at the edge there, we see texture everywhere on the leaf and on the item. Beautifully done, Andrea.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. All right. And who are we looking for? Rob Reed, right? Rob, do you
Yep,
remember where your picture is?
Yeah, I didn't upload it till Thursday, so near the end.
And what's it a picture of, Rob?
Some gun parts from my
Gun parts.
spare parts bin. I kind of botched this assignment in some ways.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
All right.
And I had a plan for what I wanted, and I got nowhere near it. I had put white plexi down, and I wanted to play with the reflections and the objects and kind of have the shapes play off each other. But I got no reflections.
No, you have to use black plexi to get the reflection.
I learned that.
Yep. And if you want a white background off the black plexi, then you put your plexi, come on, little thing. You put your plexi like this. You put your things right here and your camera comes down at an angle like that, like you're doing here, right? Then you
Mhm.
put your softbox like this, right? So when your camera comes down and it hits that black plexi, what's the black plexi doing?
Reflecting back.
Reflecting that white softbox back.
Ah, that's
And
what I
that's
didn't
how
know.
that's how you get that perfect reflection of the items. Yep. It kind of tricks the eye. And when you see that reflection, that is not a shadow. That is a reflection of the item in the thing. It's not a shadow. This is a shadow, this little soft thing there. Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
would have been
okay.
more, I think it would have been more punchy on the black plexi.
Yeah, well, I thought I could get a reflection on white. I didn't quite know how to do it. So
Mhm.
I learned something.
Yeah,
And the
Yeah.
other thing I was trying to do once I had to commit to this was try to get the colors a little more accurate because I've been having problems with color correction and
I see some
Uh,
green
color.
in here.
color
That's-
value.
I see some green in here. That's old metal, I take it.
Yeah,
All right. And what lens, sir?
I've got a 70 to 200, I think it is 70 to 120 zoom.
And at what, yeah, see, yeah, you would have gotten that reflection that you wanted.
Okay.
Do you remember where you were on that?
I think I was at about 100.
Okay.
I took a bunch and I didn't actually record that one. I mean, it's on my data file, but I didn't think to pull it up.
Okay. That's kind of foreshortening this just a little bit.
I was trying to
What-
get everything in focus too. I use like F16.
Okay, good. One of the assignments that I'm working on the natural light portrait shoot. Next time you do anything like this, folks, any tabletop thing, and gosh, there's one coming up next week. I would love it just for your own knowledge. Shoot that cosmetic shot you're going to do with your 24. Now you're going to have to get in really close, but shoot it, but make sure in your frame that the cosmetic thing that you're shooting is the same size. So it's the same size in the 24, it's the same size in the 35, it's the same size in the 50, it's the same size in the 85, it's the same size in the 135, it's the same size in the 200. So you're going to be moving back with your camera, putting a longer lens on it. All the exposure is going to remain the same, but you will see such a tremendous difference in lens choice. It's very educational. All right. Anybody else have a soccer game or anything they got to go to? All right. Mark, I really like this piece. I do very much.
Good morning, Don.
Yeah. What do you have over here for this?
Let's see. I believe it was a reflector, just a piece of foam core board reflecting back in.
Okay. Yeah.
Several sheets of foam core board, kind of sort of wrapping around towards the front.
And it's so subtle. It's just so subtle. It's like it really looks like a one light shot, one source, but your card is holding all the shadows in the shell. It's actually giving us a little bit right here on the ball. It's opening up this, and it's not letting this dangerous area right here. This is where things get crappy real fast down on the far side of the light, right? It's not allowing it to go black and ruin the feeling of the shot. Looks like we're getting maybe a little off up here, but I don't know if we are or not. I don't see much on the shell. And your angle of your main light on the shell, I think, is really cool because we keep getting less and less and less as the shell fans out. Nicely done.
Thank you.
You have a white
really
card
enjoyed
up front?
the project. Excuse me?
You have a white card up front?
Yes, I did have a white card up front kicking a little bit of light in.
Okay.
It's not in the, it's
It was
kind of
here?
to the left. Yes, and
Yeah.
in post-production, I did use some curve levels
Good.
and just brightened up the front of the book a little bit.
Good. Yeah, because you got your reflection in the gold here, which is very nice.
Yeah, several years ago, a friend of mine, Irene Liebler, who took your 52.
Oh, how is she?
She's doing well, doing very well. She sends her best. I know she recommended the Einstein series of lights.
Absolutely.
And, you're mentioning to kind of go away from the speed lights and go to lights that have modeling lights. So going to give those a try, hopefully with the next project.
Well, the thing about the Einsteins is they're in 1/10 increments, right? F5.6 plus 1/10 plus 2/10 plus 3/10. I took an Einstein, I put my flash on a stand in front of it, and we clicked down, and that Einstein was dead on 1/10 of a stop from the top to the bottom. It's rare you find that kind of accuracy in a $450 flash.
Wow.
Or with inflation, it's 11,762 plus shipping. You don't see it. I have pro photos. I have a set of pro photos. They're not that accurate. They're not that accurate. So I think they're great flashes. You'll have a blast with them.
I appreciate the recommendation.
Absolutely. Bob.
Morning, Don.
Hi. Wow.
How are you?
Those look like they'd be fun to step on barefoot.
Yeah, if you actually crop in smaller, they're even scarier than that. So.
Oh, they got little hookies everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh, geez. This plant doesn't want to be messed with by any living creature. It's dark and moody, and I love it. I love it. you know, when I first saw the thumbnail, I thought, well, we might have to kick that up a little, but I don't think so. I don't think so at all. You shot this on digital, but to me, it looks like it was shot on film. Has a real filmic quality. Did you add a little bit of grain or anything to it?
No, that's right out of the camera.
Wow, it's just beautiful. It looks like a 4x5 sheet of Ektachrome. Really, really nice. Got a vignette going on down here. That post or in the image?
Nope, straight out of the camera. Just cropped it a little bit.
Wow. Well, I would tell you this. You still need to go in. Are you a Lightroom or Photoshop, sir?
Photoshop elements.
Photoshop Elements?
Yeah.
Don't-
It's
No.
basically Photoshop. It just doesn't have all the bells and whistles.
Yeah. You don't want to spend the money for Photoshop.
That's right.
Got it. Go with Infinity.
Okay.
Affinity. Go with Affinity. It's 50
All right.
bucks. They're having a sale, I think, for 40 bucks.
Oh,
Affinity, you buy it, you own it. I think you even get like a year of upgrades. And when the upgrades come along, they're like 20 bucks. But
okay.
Affinity will give you the ability to do some things that Photoshop Express will not allow you to do. So you can get so much finer in here. But that being said, Photoshop Express is a hell of a program for $70. Really, really is. Very cool. An Affinity. Who has Affinity? Who's here? Affinity.
I do, actually.
Andreas? Yeah, Andreas.
Yes.
Affinity has a raw processor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you get the basically Photoshop and Lightroom with Affinity for that one price.
I really can only say the best of Affinity because I worked with almost every digital photo program like GIMP and Photoshop. We do have the pro version in at work, and I'm 20 years now with Photoshop, and I love Affinity. It's
Yeah.
great. What you get for your money is the best thing ever.
Really amazing. Really amazing. By the way, I also like Affinity Publisher a lot. That's very nice. All right. This is beautiful, Rob.
Thank you.
Really beautiful.
So on this, the flash on the right was not where it was. I was actually hand holding it up above. And then I had a field monitor right next to the camera, and I was shooting with the remote so I could shoot the picture, see it on a 7-inch screen anyway. And I could move the flash forward, backwards, wherever I needed to re-aim the light.
Yeah. So this light is not firing on the shot that you showed us.
Well, it's firing, but I'm holding it up above by hand, and
Yeah.
I keep moving the light back and forth.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have that bang from the right feel to it.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool.
Thank you.
Nice. This would make a beautiful print, man. You're going to have to lighten it about 15% to get a good print.
Right.
But if you send it into who do you use for printing?
There's a place called 4over close by here.
Do they make photographic prints?
Yeah, they do photo. Oh no, there's one B&W in Richardson, Texas.
Okay. They should be able to take this and give you back a test or show you a PDF of a test. I think you're going to have to come up a little bit because I think when ink goes on the paper, it's going to darken it
Right.
about 15%. But just like it is really lovely. Make a lovely photograph.
Great.
All right, Jim Hill.
Hello. Hey, my stuff
good?
is just I just have stuff. I don't have any found objects. So.
Okay, and looks like you got side light on both sides.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good text.
Let's get my bikes. Let's get my bike stuff ready for a bike ride coming up.
All right, got great texture in here. That's kind of cool. That you can pull that up a little bit in Lightroom so we can see that texture on there. Logo looks good. Hat looks good. Where's the blue on the hat? Is that part of the decoration of the hat?
Yeah, it's like the visor, that black.
Okay. All right.
I didn't like that, but I loved it anyhow.
Yeah, it's not something reflecting though that I can see. What you needed to do with this shot to make it kick is right back here, the back side of this thing, we're losing it. So back here, behind it and out of camera, we needed a big white card. And what that white card is going to do is pick up the light from over here, light up the white card. And then as this shiny cloth goes around the corner, at some point, it's going to pick up the reflection of that card. And how you control the edge is how small of a card. You put a 2-inch card here, you get a tiny little bit here. You put a 9-inch card or a 10-inch card, you're going to get more of it because you can see this sees more of the card. You put a big card back here and you can wrap it all the way over here. And so that becomes your aesthetic decision, how much you want that to happen. But we need to get that light from the back so we have some dimension in the picture rather than the bag just dying into the black. Nothing else dies into the black. Your helmet doesn't, the bottle doesn't, just that. So, all right, cool.
I still got it set up out front of that.
I'm sorry?
I still have it all set up, so I'll try that.
Oh, okay, good. Good. Best thing to do is leave it set up to the critique and then listen to that and go with it. Yeah, right back there. Good. Hang.
Good morning.
Ooh, good morning. Wow. That's pretty. These are leaves you picked up, old paper. Did you actually find the board laying around somewhere?
Yes, they're all found. That's not paper. That's like a pine tree leaf.
Oh, God. That's really fun. So how much fun was this to do? Seriously.
First of all, I made the umbrella because my daughter and I had a lot of fun. She loved using glue guns, hot glue guns. We made a lot of umbrellas. She helped me with the umbrella. And because this is my first time really seriously the still life. I don't know how the light will do, broader light or strip light or focus light. So
wait, Gang, did you say you don't know how to light?
I do know how to light, but I don't know what the light will look like when we blur light or narrow light.
I'm looking at a picture that says you know how to light. Okay.
Hey, Gang, if you don't know how to use the light, I can imagine what you're gonna do when you learn to use the light. Oh, thank you. But just by learning from the previous views from you, I learned that, I need to have light. So based on I look at review from previous reviews a lot. So I'm trying to understand, okay, where I should have a light, where I should not. But I had a lot of trouble with that stick under the umbrella because I wanted to have light on both sides. The stick under the umbrella because the umbrella, because one side is light, the other side is dark. I had a lot of trouble with that because I wanted to have light on both sides of that stick, but the umbrella is blocking the light.
Yes, so you have to look at the angle the stick is on. The angle of the stick is pointing down there, right?
Yeah.
So down over here, out of picture, that's where you needed a white card.
Okay, yeah.
When the white card comes up, the stick reflects it back to the camera.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That being said, I don't think you need that because I don't think it's vital. You've got it on here. It's a nice little touch. I would say do it that way and then see which one you like better. You know, there is a such thing. Yeah, boy, that English degree really helped. There's such a thing as overlighting it. You know, getting rid of every shadow and everything like that. We have to be very careful we don't cross that line because it can be just as cringy as like not getting it. You know, I think it's a beautiful shot. I really do like the tonal qualities that you have in here and in here, and that little ridge of catching the light there and here. It's very cool. Let's see how you lit it. What lens did you use?
It's an 85 f1.8 lens.
Okay, there you go. So you needed one more of these,
Uh-huh,
and that would be right back there.
I see.
Okay, that would help you with your stick. Now it's also going to quite possibly put an edge on this as well,
Mm-hmm,
especially right in here. That, like, again, that may or may not be what you want. It'll probably give you a little pop down in here too. So you'll want to take a look at it. You may take two photographs, one with it, one
Mhm.
without it, and then just cut this stick out of the one that you like and drop it over this stick here
mm-hmm.
and have that edge.
Yeah, I have another question because I was playing around quite a lot. It's been a few days. I was deciding, should I add a light to the background or not? I couldn't decide.
When you can't decide, do it, and then make the decision after you've done it. When you look at A and B.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something really remarkable about a little spray light right here. Something that can really pull out this product. And you know, some people use it on every shot, some people use it on a rare shot, but I say find the shot that it works for. I would really never do a still life without having one, but I'm going to shoot it with and without, because sometimes without is pretty clean. Okay.
Mhm. I see.
Yeah, you cannot take too many pictures.
Okay.
All right, very nice. Jan Van
Yeah,
Toren. Hi,
yeah,
Jan.
no, hi, Don. I'm sorry, my picture disappeared. I put it in the comments now.
All
I
right.
just noticed that it disappeared when I
No, it's there.
came on. Yeah, that's the picture.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. That's kind of very cool. You took a
Thanks.
bird's nest, probably fell out of a tree.
No, it was on my wood behind the house.
All right.
Yeah.
You didn't go up there. You didn't climb up there and throw the little baby birds out to get this nest, did you?
I did.
Oh no. Time to fly. See you guys. All right, so we got is this is a speed light, I take it?
Yeah,
And what's on the front of it here?
it's a DIY grid made from 2.5-inch straws, and it doesn't work very well.
Nope.
But it works better than the one I bought because it's very. I asked a question in the P52 group, because the one I bought is the beam is still very wide, and this is way more focused. So I use this one.
Every grid you have is going to throw wider light than you think it should. When you look at those little tiny holes, you think, oh, this is going to be a tiny beam, and it's not.
Do the holes determine the wideness of the beam?
How small the holes are and how tight they're compacted. The more compacted they are, the deeper they are, or the more focused they are. It also has to be a deep, you know, it has to be deep. If it's short, like a 1/2 inch, it's not going to do a whole lot. So
yeah, that's the one I bought.
Yeah. If anybody has any good ideas for some good grids for speed lights that you could put up there, put them up in the comment section here.
That would be nice.
In the chat section, and I'll grab the chat text and post it for you guys. I have one I built out of black straws. That's really nice. Right. And it was not nearly as sharp as I wanted, right? So I extended the thing. I made it this long.
Okay.
Like a little roll here. And I stuffed them down in there, and that worked really, really good. Because it really, that long straw, in fact, I actually had to cut off a 1/2 inch. That long throw really made that light come out very, very narrow. All right, very good. I love your approach of putting the.
Oh, and I quite like that. My regret is that, like you, when I first looked at the picture, all I could see was the behind the scenes shot. I couldn't see the photo itself.
I'm really sorry. There even was a conversation on the photo. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, because I really quite like it. It's a really nice shot.
Thanks.
Huh. So the conversation's on this photo. So
but there was a conversation on the original post.
Huh.
Where I said that I kind of liked that it's a found object made out of found objects, because obviously the bird has to collect.
Yes, absolutely. Really good. That's a nice shot. Keep that shot.
Thanks.
Yeah, keep that shot.
Yes. Thanks.
Lawrence.
Hi, then.
Hi, Lawrence. And so what are we looking at here?
Well, I tried to do something a bit different. And what I've tried to do, so it's found object. I found that donkey in a Goodwill box in the street nearby, and there's a pile of paper behind, and it's a frame of a canvas, and I found it my neighbor.
I think it's very bright and it's very flat.
Yeah, so I've done it on purpose, and I'll explain. I'll explain why, because I know it doesn't really make sense, but the idea is when you look first at the picture, it looks colorless, featureless, rather boring, and it's not something you want to spend time looking at. And it's certainly not the idea that come to mind when you think about still life in photography. And if you look at it now, what it is you can see we're looking at the frames, at the donkey through a frame. And the donkey is looking back at us.
Mm-hmm.
And what the donkey sees is not too different to what we see when we look at a scene of a very bland representation of stupid and stubborn animal, but unlike us, when we look at that picture, the donkey hasn't made up his mind yet. If you look at the picture now, you see what I mean.
If we had a flag over the top of this rock, this is a soft light, so the light's going to sneak under the flag a little bit. It's not going to be a sharp edge, but you had a flag over the top of this rock, and you start throwing some darkness back here,
I know,
a little bit darker than
I didn't
the.
want to. If you look at the picture, then what I'm trying to explain. Sorry, I don't want to sound too pedantic. I've done it as flat as I could, because when we look at it, as I said, it's easy to dismiss. But if you look at the donkey, that's what I tried to say. Maybe I failed, but although we dismiss it being flat and boring and uninteresting, the donkey is looking at us, and although it might be saying the same thing, there's bland and interesting things. He's curious, he's looking at us, he's turning his head, he's listening,
Okay.
and he's looking through the frame. And so what I wanted to say is that this is not a picture of us looking at the donkey through the frame, but rather the picture of a donkey looking.
I think that the tonalities are so close. It makes it a little bit tough.
I done it on purpose.
I'm sorry?
I say I done it on purpose. I made it as flat and bland as possibly could.
Okay.
For that reason.
All right. And what lens did you use?
I use a 12 to 40 millimeter at 21.
Okay. All right, very good, very good, very good. You know what you want. As long as you get what you want, that is a successful. Oh, don't you? Oh, I'm being attacked by the critter. All right, Ron.
Good morning.
Hey, Ron, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
That's really nice, Ron. You got your horizon right where you needed it to be. No problem with that. Your highlights look good.
I thought of lowering it some more, but then I would lose that light behind the cans. So,
yeah, you're using this little area here as a way to define the can.
Yeah.
And same with this area right there. That works very well. Your highlight looks great coming down the front of the dented can here and up front here. And you've got a card over there because I can see the reflection in the bottom of this oil can, plus that tiny little sliver of light that's going right upside that spout. There's the fill card again. Shadows aren't too dark. That's very nice. If I had been there, I would have had you move this oil can into behind this one just a little bit so the oil can came up, because what you're doing when you put these two, well, this one's overlapping that one, and then you've got this one here, this becomes the hero because it's not in the group, you know.
Mhm.
This is Martha, this is the Vandellas over here. When you pull them together, so if you're gonna overlap one thing, overlap everything, unless these were the Vandellas back here. You had another thing over here, and this gas can was the star of the show. Then you do it exactly like this. But I think you really kind of wanted this to be kind of a set here.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
I wanted some separation. Yeah.
Yeah. Really light everywhere. Back, that little light there, a little light on top, little light here. Everything is very nice. Let's see how you did this. It's very clean, very pretty. And also is there behind the scenes?
Yes,
Oh,
in the comments.
all right. All right, that's how you're getting that light down the side over there. And this card is giving you the sight down the side over here. Did you do any shots with this card closer, or is this where you started with it?
No, I did have it closer, and then
Just
I
too
moved it
much?
back some. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just too bold, too much.
Too much fill is as bad as no fill. It just starts to make the picture not look real anymore, you know? Gosh, that's nice. What lens?
It's a zoom, but I started at 50 millimeters. It's probably around 50 millimeters.
Okay.
Give or take. Yeah.
It doesn't look like too long of a lens. 50, 60 maybe.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Judy.
Hi, Don.
Hi, boy, Judy, I love this. There's so much texture here.
Yeah, there is.
And you put it on a found object background with a bunch of found objects on it as well, right?
Yes. That's called My Yard and the Beach.
Nice. Now, did you shoot this at the beach, or did you go down and gather up some sand?
I gathered it up.
Okay.
You'll see in the behind the scenes. I still have it set up in case you think I should do something to it.
So you got a grid from the top. And
Yeah,
a
it's 20
snoot
degree
over
grid.
here. Is there something else over here?
No,
Okay, that flash there is not firing.
no, that's not,
Okay.
no.
So the snoot's job is
do.
to light this card up.
Yeah, I was trying to, with the boot that was angled, that one, it was really dark where it kind of meets the sand underneath
Mhm,
it. So
okay.
I was trying to bring it up with using the snoot bouncing. Yeah. So before you couldn't see that highlight of the sand to the left of the top of the shoe.
Right
The
here.
shadow was blending in too much.
Okay.
I was trying to pull that up. So that's why I just bounced that light. I had to take several shots because I had a snoot on with a little grid and I just couldn't get any light. Took the grid off, started getting light, just kept boosting it until I could see the sand.
Okay. Well, I like your textures. I really like your crispy light that looks both soft and crispy at the same time. That's very cool. And your vignette, that's a result of the grid.
Yes, I didn't
Wow.
add any vignetting.
This is a very nice shot.
Thank you.
Lens. Oh, I see it.
Sony 24 to 105, and I
Okay.
shot it at 35.
Okay. So essentially about a 55 on a 35 frame or full frame. Yeah.
Full frame, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. That's very nice, Judy. Mari. Mari here? Mari. How cool is this? Talk about a found object making a beautiful photograph. It's just a twig off a bush, has no value at all. And yet we've turned it into something lovely. We'll be able to attend the light critique. Okay. Mari, it's lovely. I love you. I really like your light on this. Let's see what you did here. You're shooting from here, but oh, you're backlighting it with the window. So essentially it is what we call dark field lighting, but Mari's only using the top of the dark field. If you can see that. She's shooting against, oh, she's got some light coming over here, but she's shooting against the black, but what's lighting it is the light that's spilling over the top down into here. This is probably helping with a little bit with fill here, and the side light coming from the side behind that black is giving her these little edges, like right in there. Really nice, Mari. Really super job, super shot. Love it. Steve. Steve.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
Ah, all right.
So you shot some tintype.
No, this is a 5D.
Okay, because I was going to ask you how you got that little piece of tin in your digital camera. See, that'd be tough, right?
It would be tough, yeah.
That would be tough. Could scratch the sensor doing that. This is really cool. Is this Nick?
It is, yeah. So I did I did the color version first, and I used Nick. I can't remember exactly. I'd have to go look at the layer stack, but I used.
You use the wet plate.
No, I did not. No, this is I processed it just normally with Nick using color effects, and then I dropped over it a texture layer of just a texture that I'd had sitting on my hard drive. And then when I was done, the color version I wasn't overly excited about. So in Lightroom, then I used one of their presets. I don't remember, one of the black and white presets to convert it to sepia here. Yeah.
That nice warm sepia, the model background, the angle, it does have a sort of a period look to it, I think it's great.
Oh, thank you.
Now you remembered your settings, right?
It's 50 millimeter shot at 1.4, and I had a fairly strong variable neutral density on there to kill enough light to be able to shoot it at 1.4. So
all right, so that little shallow depth of field is giving us that, even though it's hard to see, we still see it back there, giving us that sort of view camera look.
Yeah, there's only a couple of those that are actually in focus. So
very nice. And did you save your settings for your shot so you could reproduce that easily for your post? I mean,
for the post, well, I still have the PSD with all the layer.
Okay.
All the layers in there. So yeah.
So you could just drop image after image under those layers and have the same
theoretically,
color, tonality, density, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. And lens, did I ask you that? Is it 50?
Yeah, 50 millimeter, 1.4.
Okay, at 1.4, right?
At 1.4, yeah. So that's the Canon 50, and it when it's wide open like that, it's not, at least the one I've got, it's not overly sharp throughout the frame, but there's spots of it that are really nicely sharp. So that kind of gives you that, interesting out of focus look. Yeah.
Do you know how many people buy that lens and never shoot at anything smaller than 2.8 or 4?
Yeah, probably a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, when I bought it, I shoot it at 1.4. I paid for it. I'm using it.
Yep. Well, the Sigma 1.4, the Art 1.4, I like a lot better, but
sharp
this
all the
is
way
for
through.
the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the money, this is a good lens.
Yeah. Very nice, man. Super nice.
Thank you.
Very good. This one is Lee.
That would be me.
Yeah, Lee. Yeah, all right. So, Junk from Santa Barbara. Are those motorcycle taillights?
Yes. And there are accessories.
Let's see, we got the license plate holder, the license plate, and the junk that came off the back. I'm not going to ask you what happened to the motorcycle. It's probably a very long, sad tale involving a 75 Corvette, right?
Probably, yes.
And gravity. Wow, nicely. What are you using for lighting? Are you still using, are these speed lights or are they hard lights?
I use a speed light to highlight the red lights.
Okay.
Handheld. So the highlights that you see under the word Santa, that's a speed light handheld. And the light that is on number 8 and number 9, that's the speed light, also with the snoot.
Okay.
So I basically just handheld it to light up that area.
How many shots?
That's just one.
How did you get all the speed lights in the different places? You're
because
one time?
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, you're right. 2.
Okay.
So I photographed one and with the speed light on top of the word Santa, and then another one on top of the other light, and then I merged it together.
Okay, I would take this area here, and the one that's below, that's the one you shot with this one. So this is darker there, right?
Yes.
I would blend this down. This is a little bit too bright for me. It's pulling my eye from where I need it to be, and where we need it to be is right in here.
Yeah.
Pulling my eye. Let it, take a lasso tool, go all the way down here, and then just lower the opacity of that top layer till it looks a little, we don't get that sharp highlight running right through there. It's almost pushing exposure limits there.
Yes.
Yeah, nicely done.
Oh, and I have a sub box on the right, camera right.
And it's on pavement too. That's great. So I guess this is an omen. I shouldn't go pick my motorcycle up this afternoon. Is that what you're saying? Okay. All right.
Maybe not.
All right. I'll wait till next week when I can forget about this shot. All right. Let's look at the behind the scenes. Oh, that was before it. All right. All right.
This is another image
Okay.
that I put after, but I choose, but it's the same setting.
Okay. So there you go. That's
so we have a white card.
Your softbox and your white card's giving you beautiful ambient, filling it in, and then using a little bit brighter speed light for accent.
Yes.
Very good. Very cool. Good job.
Thanks.
Solid job. Arnold.
Hi, Don. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Arnold, there's a cyborg looking for this.
Indeed. It's a 25-year-old trackball I found in a drawer, along with all the old Windows stuff that I have. So this is what I got.
Yeah. I love the little
I noticed that paper, black paper.
That is, yeah, when you get a gift, it's black, like black tissue paper comes with a gift.
Yeah.
And I just got a lot of those, and I said, well, I got better do something with these. And when I look at the mouse, I've always seen it more like a sea monster, so I figured I'll do something with it.
It looks like carbon.
Yeah, it does. It does. Arnold, I got to tell you, I would have you get rid of that brown. There's no brown in the rest of the shot. It pulls our eye up there. We're wondering what that is, and we shouldn't be wondering about anything. You get rid of that, and all the attention is going to go right back to this. Beautiful lighting. Is this a multiple shot?
No,
Single shot.
it's just, well, it's blended. It's blended exposure. Because when I exposed it once, I didn't have the dynamic range that I wanted. So I had to blend it.
All right.
You can see the exposure images that I have on behind the scenes to make that. So exposed for the shadows, exposed for the middle tones and the highlights, and then exposed for the ball.
Did you use a software to blend them, or did you blend them hand by hand?
This one was done by hand.
Okay.
Because I am not expert with the other tools yet.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
This one is just basically masking. That's manual masking.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When you're stacking these up in Photoshop, your layers, which one
Yes.
are you starting with on the bottom? Are you painting
I
your
always,
highlights, you're painting your shadows?
I always start with the blackest one, the darkest one.
The darkest one, and then you blend in your highlights.
Yes, because it is literally like what you're shooting, right? You start with no light and then you add light to it. That's my rationale. So you start with the darkest part and then you build it up. So the same thing with shooting for me. I start with, because I shoot in all black, all dark environment. So the same thing.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I start with my darkest and then I paint my highlights on. It just seems to make rational sense to me. But but folks, there are people who do it the other way. Whatever way works for you, knock yourself out. But definitely try both. Find the one that works for you. Lovely shot, Arnold.
Thanks.
Really pretty. Giannis.
Hi, hello,
Hi,
Doug.
Giannis. Wow, butterflies out of leaves.
Oh, yes. That was a cool idea. It was just a thought in a click moment as I was running for my daily training for marathon. I saw a mom with her little daughter running over the grass, and the kid just was running. The leaves were under her heels flying, and I thought, oh, that's it. I'm going to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did that and came out very beautiful, I think.
Who was asking me if they should have a light behind their product? Who was that? Just a few back.
I did.
Yeah, Dane? Yeah, and so you can see how this can help. Now, Giannis has this going all the way up through here, but you can also, by lowering it, bring it down and down and down, and you could only have it above here if you wanted. You're in total control of where that light goes. And that controlled by how close you put the light to the background, which sometimes is like a couple of inches. That chokes the light off a lot, and you'll just get a little bit of light down here. If you pull it back, it starts choking it less, and you can control that. Don't be the photographer, folks, who does this, sets up the subject and puts a snoot over here shining at the background. That's not round. It's not even. It's oblong. You're shooting an angle to it, and it's never going to look the same as when you're doing it this way. Giannis's light, I'm sure, unless he calls me a liar, says, no, that's how I did it. No, I'm sure it's down here below the set, shining right at the wall.
No, it's above.
Oh, it's not?
It's above, angled down.
Oh, from the top?
Yes, from the top.
Okay, but it's centered.
It is the same thing, actually, yes.
If it's centered, you're okay. It's just coming from the side that's the problem. Yeah.
Because I don't have, those little stands. I use the boom arm from above, and that's the same thing, actually. You can go as lower as you can, yes.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do it that way. Absolutely. I love the texture that remains all down in this little pile of leaves. And so you have an absolutely stunning photograph here, Giannis, of absolutely valueless bag of leaves. That's the beautiful part of photography. That's great. Oh, a whole lot less behind the scenes here. Very nice.
Yeah. I explained everything there, what I did. Actually, it was 2 shots. One shot was for the left side of the leaves or butterflies, how we call it, and one shot for the right side, and then combine those two. Because if I powered on both lights at the same time, were angled towards the camera lens, and the light was flowing all the way. It was kind of misty, like cloudy day. That's why I did one by one.
Yeah.
I could have flagged those and get in one shot, but I had more control this way.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. That's really well done. That's super well done.
Okay,
and your
thank you,
little
Don.
backlight here on these guys and back here, that's coming from your straight down light that's hitting your background as well. That's this guy here, right?
Yes.
So you're feathering it so it's not slamming on top. You can see Giannis is pointing it behind this, so to speak. So we don't have it coming right down on top and lighting everything else up here. It's, you know, all the light is falling where we can't.
It was
see
just a case, you know, just a touch.
Yeah. Really
Feathered.
cool.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, Dan.
camera lens?
Camera lens was 24-105, I think, at 90. Yes, at
Yeah.
90.
Excellent. God, I love that lens.
Thank you.
Nice, nicely done, Giannis. Really well.
Thanks.
Yeah. Larry Davidson. Larry, are you here? Okay. Larry, we got some great, we got some great texture in here. And the gloves look nice lit from the side. The only thing is we need, in this particular case, we need whatever that little light is right here. That looks like it's maybe coming up from the bottom. We need that light to come all the way up here. We really need a spray light on this one, Larry, because we've got to separate. See how the gloves are going off into the background and this is going off into the background. And this, we've got to pull these forward from the background. Your light from the side looks fine, and you've got some sort of kicker over here on the Ranger, so that looks fine. We really are losing the separation, and that's what's hurting the shot. So yeah. All right, well, you have enough lights to do it. Get a oh, there's one under here, background light. Okay, it's not high enough, Larry. It's not high enough. It's too little here. We got to get that bad boy up in here. So bring it closer to the paper and up just a little bit. And it does take some adjusting. Even with modeling lights, it takes some adjusting. So very cool. Very cool. Joe.
Hi, Don.
I remember Page Mill.
Yeah, it's my hoarding picture.
Oh yeah, I did Page Mill and Office 97. What else do we have? Corel Draw, great program. Comedia. Windows XP.
Yep.
Yeah,
Went
that's
down to
junk.
the computer graveyard downstairs and found a box with a bunch of old discs.
That's junk. You know, 175 years from now, people are going to excavate our houses and find these things and wonder what the hell those were for.
We still use them for one of our embroidery machines. Files on it because that's the
Really? This
we
will
keep
not
waiting for it to die, and it doesn't.
this will not hold the JPEG thumbnail from a 5D Mark IV, to give you an idea where we've come. Yeah. All right. So light is very flat on these things. It's just lighting them up. Well, what you doing with lighting here? Okay. Way up over the top. Yeah, I'd like to see a little more pizzazz in it, Joe, but it does show the stuff. Is that a Blockbuster card?
Oh, that's
it's the only thing that's missing.
looking for an AOL disc. I'm sure there's some around here somewhere.
I don't know what happened, guys. Let's go back. And that won't be, yeah. Little separation back there. All right, cool. All right, Joe. Seen this one by Rob Reed and Mark Shaw.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Mark. Little piece of something pulled from the garden, or?
Actually, I photographed this before. It's just this time I did something a little bit different. I decided to use a 105 lens on it instead of the 24-70. And then I played around with it in Nick.
Okay. Looks like one light.
Yes.
And what are you using for fill? Because this is staying all nice and
Just
bright.
a card on camera right.
Okay. Okay. We get the shape of it nicely. And what's this back here? Is that post?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just darken the edges then?
Yeah.
All right. Fun. Where does that thing live when it's not on your table here?
Actually, it lives over on that cabinet that's on the left-hand side of the image of this picture right now.
Okay.
It used to be on our balcony for a lot of years.
Oh, okay. Cool. Jan.
Hello there.
Hi, Jan. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
All right. Very good. I like this idea, the found horseshoe and the old clay pot and this, and then those look like, to me, I would say tomatillos, but they're not tomatillos, are they?
No, they're not. They're small apples and plums.
Oh, okay.
That are grown on the tree. Well, they're fallen off the tree.
The thing that we're missing on this is that separation from this here and the back of the glove. We need to separate it. And there's two ways to do it. One is to put a card back here out of camera.
Yeah.
That will catch your main light here and put a little reflection back on these edges. The other way is to put a little, like what we call spray light behind it, so that there's a light background back behind this dark glove, and then boom, we pull it off the background. So that's what you're missing. Your light is coming from, it looks like a little bit top left.
Yes.
And it's on black, so we really can't see a whole lot of shadows from anything. See a little shadow under here. That's what tells me it's coming from the top.
Yeah.
Let's look at you behind the scenes. Yeah. All right. Yep. You've got that here. Now that's doing something for the horseshoe.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Giving a little something for the horseshoe. But you didn't go far enough. You need to get a little something for that guy right there. So you needed another white card like here.
Right.
Yeah, and that'll give you this and that and this.
Yeah, because it did look a bit flat to me. So yeah.
One main light can work on a lot of things. But when you're working in here, it's that little extra light. And where to see it, I think most in play is to go and look at the Renaissance painters, the still life painters, and they'll paint that cup of tea on the counter, right?
Yeah.
And then on the shadow side of the tea, as it goes around, sitting next to a window, it goes around, and all of a sudden there'll be a little light edge there. And that's them painting in the reflection from the window, the door, whatever that's over there. Yeah. And giving it that dimension, which is why Renaissance, they call it the Renaissance. Pre-Renaissance, there were no shadows.
Right.
Right. So very nice. Super good.
Thank you.
Super good. Yep. Learning from that. Wow. Oh, mannequin hands. Christina.
Hi, Don.
Hi. That's creepy and fun and beautiful at the same time.
That's what I was aiming for. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah. See, and now I'm going to sound inconsistent. Watch me sound
go ahead.
Inconsistent.
All right.
I'm glad you didn't put a light over here, because this shot doesn't call for it. This is a mysterious shot that says these hands are coming out of the darkness.
Right.
Seriously, Kat? Bye.
The hand scared him.
Used to be my cat. My grandkids now have the cat, but she's staying with us while they move. And she's trying to take daddy back, me, until the grandkids come over, and then she's just all over them, and I'm just, chopped liver. Well, not in her case, she would like that, but I'm a brick. This is very, very nice. I got to see how you lit this.
I had one light, and you'll see the setup. It'll show it in daytime, but this was actually a nighttime shot in this room that I use all the time. And I just had the one box, and I keep that covered with the sheet over it. My soft box has a sheet over it. And that's the only light that I used.
Now, is that a cotton sheet, like a bed sheet?
Yes.
Okay. Is it adding any warmth to your shot? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think so. No. And that the shot that you saw is straight out of camera. I've done nothing to it.
Wow. Nice. That's really, really pretty.
Thank you.
Do you normally do things to your image?
I use Photoshop, but I'm working really hard to try in this class to pull as many things straight out of camera. It's helping me to learn how to do things.
And you can, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to do post.
Right, right.
So yeah, do it the best you can in camera, absolutely. But I think a little bit of lightening of that rope, not letting that rope go too dark right there, continuing the continuity. Don't make it that bright, obviously, right? Just got to pick it up because right now it's the same tone as this, 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 and this. We got to change that tonality in there.
Okay.
Yeah. And that little, see that little soft highlight that's happening here somehow?
Yes.
You know, I bring that up a little bit, just a little bit. And also right back here, let these fingers die like that, bring them up ever so slightly. As a matter of fact, we can hardly see them now. If we can see them, too much.
Okay.
We still want to hardly be able to see them, but have them be a little bit easier to see.
All right.
Looks good.
Thank you.
Lens?
It's my 2470, I believe. And it's at about 43, I think.
Okay. Very nice. Really cool.
Thanks.
No one here is going to ask you why you keep all the creepy mannequin hands. Okay? Even though there's 7 people here dying to ask you, so where'd you get those?
I don't remember why I initially got them, but I do a lot of artsy craftsy stuff. And I got these years ago, and I think they only charged me they were like $0.25 a hand or something. And so I got a few of them. Actually, that's not all of them. So there are some more in the attic.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thanks.
Yes. Paul Furland.
Yeah. Hi, Don. Hi, everyone.
160, 90. What lens, sir?
It's a 1680 at 40 millimeters.
Okay. All right. So I don't know what this is. What is this? This a seashell?
It's a crab.
It's a crab.
Like
Okay.
a crab shell from the beach.
Got it. So you created a very interesting composition out of 2 totally unrelated things using shape, color, design, and light. Very cool.
Yeah, I was trying to go for a Star Wars theme, but I'm not sure if I hit it.
I see Star Wars here. I don't see Star Wars in the gear, but I mean that crab
yeah.
had to influence a lot of stuff. You know, I've seen this crab before. It was flying out of the air in Men in Black. Remember that?
Yeah, right. I was trying to, well, I had a lot of trouble with the setup, and as I do with most of these assignments, is I spend all my time trying to come up with whatever the
physicality.
Yeah, and then when it gets to the photography part, I'm still working on this setup, and I really want to do it the other way. Spend more time with the photography part and less time on the setup. You know.
Yeah, it's definitely that way. Photographers who shoot food, you know, it's about 90% setup and just a few minutes of shooting this. Once the food is ready to go and they bring out the real food, the hot pizza and the hot dip, you got 3 minutes to photograph it. Everything else is in preparation. People photography is backwards of that. You sometimes have no time at all to set up your preparation, and then they'll give you 45 minutes to shoot. So it is interesting. My wife doesn't mind hanging around when I'm shooting people, but if I'm shooting still life, no way. It's like, she's like, oh, it's like, hurry up and wait. It's boring. Not for me. It's
the time just flies.
always the constant struggle of how do I get this thing to float over here? How do I get this thing to reflect here? Always the struggle. It's really fun. And yeah, there's a lot of ways to combat that in Photoshop, and that's fine. But I think if you know how to do it in camera as best you can, then you can use Photoshop to its advantage rather than trying to fix it, you know,
yes,
make something that isn't there. Of course, I'm also an old guy. I believe in that stuff. Okay,
Thanks,
you got, let's see here. We got your speed lights coming right down on the top of this and spilling over onto this guy, the reflector here, and coming up under here just a little bit.
Yeah, not as much as I was having difficulty getting that to light up more.
Let me show you.
Tried to put a light inside of it, but
Angle of incident. angle of reflection.
Right, so
Your thing is over here. We needed to have that thing flat down on the
Closer.
table here. And then when you hit it, it's going to light up angle of incidence, angle of reflection. The underside is going to be at the same angle to that as it is to the camera.
See,
So
in some of
that's-
the some of the earlier shots, I was trying to include the table, and there's another bike part underneath the stand there. So I was trying to include that, and then only at the very end in post that I let everything go to black. So I
If you
guess I
put your-
could have, I could have put that down there. Now that I
Yeah,
think
put
about
your card here, shoot it to get this part of the image here. Take it away, shoot the whole image, and then just take this part and cut it. The one that's lit right.
it. Mask it out.
Hold the
mask-
shift key down and drag it over to the one that's not lit right on top, and it'll drop down pixel for pixel. The shift key's down pixel for pixel on the other image.
Huh. Well, that's a good tip for next time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Norm. Old motorcycle parts.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
My son has stored all this junk at my house till he gets a bigger place. So I found this box and said,
But that does look like junk.
yeah, I don't think he still has the bike that came off of it anymore, but he still wants me to keep the stuff around.
Oh yeah.
So I had fun playing with it, moving it around. The only problem was it was also greasy every time I touched it. I didn't want to touch my camera gear.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get some gloves.
Yeah.
Cheap dollar store gloves.
Yep.
Move it around with that until you get it where you want, take them off and work. Yeah. Boy.
But it was
Same
kind
thing
of
with-
fun.
Same thing with greasy food. You're handling things that's got butter on it. It's got, cooking oil on it and stuff. You got to have some gloves for moving it around. Or even better, not for here, not for motorcycle, but even better, like dentist tools or little bitty sharp things that you can move a couple of green peas with without touching them. That
Yeah,
kind of
I actually
stuff.
use old chopsticks for that sometimes.
Chopsticks, yeah, absolutely. Chopsticks work very well too. Yeah,
And
this
after
is,
this, yeah.
Yeah, your light looks nice. It's coming right off the top here. So
Yep, top and side, white card, pretty much all it took. Background, it was a black background, so that worked out.
I think a little spray light back here could have been nice.
Yeah,
as well.
I was thinking that while you were talking about some of the other pictures.
Yeah.
But I had
Just-
didn't
It's
think
one
of
of
it
those-
at the time.
Yeah. It's one of those techniques that I encourage you all to do a couple of times because you don't have to do it every time. But when you need it, you want to know how to do it. You don't want to spend 45 minutes futzing around trying to get this, trying to get that. So you want to know, and there's no better place to learn than right here on the class. So super.
Yeah,
good.
that's great. Another great tip. That's why I keep coming back.
All right, very good. Super good.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Craig.
Hi.
Hey,
How are you?
Craig. Good. So this is the iPhone shot?
Yeah, that's the iPhone shot
Yeah.
for the background.
Yeah, iPhones don't like shooting in the light. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. That's so pretty. That's just cool. I like this. It's simple. Did you find the vase as well?
No, I bought it at a dollar store.
Okay.
It's very ugly. I had to Photoshop it a lot.
Got it. Yeah, look, the light in here, the light in there. It's just really, really pretty. Really pretty. Let's look at your lighting here. Oh, this isn't yours.
No, let's go back.
Back one. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Are these continuous?
Yeah, they're continuous.
Okay. I like how close you got this. You got this down close. You got your card in close. And it looks like from this shot, like you're overexposed like crazy, right? But you're not. it's not too bright. It's very clean. Subtle reflection down here really helps sell it. And all this little light coming in through here looks really good, Craig.
Thank you.
Simple and tasty. Yeah, man. Yeah. Derek, is Derek here? Derek? All right. Derek has got some old tools here.
I think he's not here. I think he left early.
Oh, okay. They're all lined up, Derek. I wish you wouldn't have done that. They're all kind of lined up, but the good thing is the texture in the gloves and the texture in the old drill, pretty cool. You are shooting it with front light, and I think you could get more texture if you were shooting it with backlight. I think the front light is giving us some of this sideways texture, but it's not doing anything for up here. I think you got to get your light to the back, and that's a rule of thumb for tabletop. It's a rule of thumb, but it's a really big thumb. It's a Sissy Hankshaw thumb. It's a giant thumb. If you're going to start lighting from the front, have a reason why. Because and let that reason must be visual. We must see it. Maybe you're using shadows or using reflection or something. But remember, you got to light from the back. I would have put these things back there. All right. Yali.
I am here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So tell me what that is there.
Oh, the little thing is the Mars rover. That's a toy. And then I bring some dirt from my backyard to make it look like Mars.
Okay.
Yeah. When I do that, I try to make the Mars rover, the wing light up. So I use some flatter to do it, and then yeah, that's it.
All right.
And
So
the sky is PS with the other map.
Yep. Either that or you're using a 19,000 millimeter lens. So probably not. Yeah, that's very cool. What is the part from? Is it a toy?
Yeah, it's a toy. Actually it's a metal sheet, and then you just get everything down, every part down from the sheet, and then install them to the rover.
Now that's very cool. Your little landscape that you built with mud blobs is really well done.
This thing is really teeny. So, but I want to make the universities very spaceless. So I need to get the back, the back way blur to make it look very far. And then my problem come. I need to make this blur in very small space. So I used my f2.8.
Right.
And so I use focus stacking to make my rovers clear. And then I found that when I do the stacking, and I lost my my reflected light.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. I do a set of focus stacking to make the rover clear, and then when I light up the dirt and also the dark part of my rover, I just take one picture, and then later found that it's very hard for me to do that.
That works, and you just blend them together then, right?
Yeah, and also my actually. Because it's too small, and then I try to move my reflector and everywhere to see the difference. Actually, I don't see any difference, and then I end up just, so I'm a little bit off topic. I mean, it should be a lighting experiments, but I do it later without too many lights.
Okay. Well, I think you did a really good job with this. Some challenges that you can work on if you want to, but you did a really good job with this. Your sculpting in mud is that's A+.
Oh, thank you.
I look at it and it sure looks like a rock to me. I keep telling myself, no, it's a little piece of mud, but it still looks like a rock to me. So yeah, very cool. And there it is. It's a little old piece of rock on some dirt you brought in. How fun. Was that
Yeah.
fun? Did you have fun doing that?
Yeah, I have fun last night. I only have 2 hours to, I mean, 2 hours to do the
Yeah.
photo shot and then 2 hours for the
But
PS.
you did it. But you did
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, you did. Nicely done. Carmen, is my Carmen here?
Yes.
Carmen, are
I
you
am-
feeling
yes.
better?
Yeah, I'm coming out of COVID jail, hopefully soon.
Did you have a bad case or?
No, it was light, but I did lose my sense of smell and taste. I don't have any of that right now.
Well, is this the first time you had it or the second?
No, this is the first time.
First time? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad it was light for you.
Yes, me too.
I woke
So,
up with a cold on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I was like, damn it, don't tell me this. And because I just got over it in January. So I went down and got a test, and I don't have it. I've just got the good old summer cold. But,
yeah, I could have missed it. I could have missed it. I just was feeling just a little bit too tired.
Well, good.
And when I tested, I did a home test, and then I went and got an official test.
Well, I think this natural immunity is going to help you a lot.
I hope so.
What in the world are these?
These are seed pods that were discarded in the street. Now, since I couldn't get out, I had them from before, and so I pulled them out of storage, and they got old.
That's the amazing thing about photographers. Did you hear that, folks? She kept old seed pods in storage. See, we don't throw anything away. If there's a possibility we can use it for photography, we're going to stick it in a box, stick it in storage somewhere.
It was in a box that it
Wow.
was, and I had to dig for it.
These are from like a tree, right? Or
Yeah.
a tree?
Yes. They're pretty big, actually. They're a good 4 to 5 inches long.
We have these all around our neighborhood in the fall, I think. These big pods that fall, and to this, I don't know what kind of tree it is. I've never asked.
I don't know either.
But I'm sorry, I'm drawn to them. I pick them up and I photograph them every fall. I'm photographing 2 or 3 of these pod things. They're very cool. Maybe my subconscious is calling me home to my pod. Don't rule it out. This is cool. This is one light.
And natural light.
One light from the back. Oh, those are big. Holy mackerel. Yeah, the ones I'm talking about are like way smaller than that.
No, it's a good 5-6 inches, size of your hand.
You can put a dachshund in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love it. I love the texture all the way through, the little edges of light that you have carved out everywhere. This is the subtlety, I think, that makes photographing so much fun and makes looking at photographs so much fun. We've got this guy coming in here, and he's got a little bit of there. And then he comes off the background a little bit right here. And then he starts to sink into the darkness of the background until he gets there. And then a little light pulls him out from the background. Same thing back here. Same thing back here. The light is so well constructed that this thing is never allowed to fully dive into the depths. Super good job, Sophie.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, Carmen. Which camera did you use? Which
Oh,
lens?
that's my it was a 24, the tilt shift.
Wow, okay.
But I didn't really tilt shift too much.
Okay. Yeah, pretty amazing how wide that tilt shift is. That 24 is in the studio, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of scary.
So that's the modeling light through a scrim, and then I used one card to kind of block the natural light so it wouldn't blast into the side, and then the one that's near the camera was just pushing some light back
So
to fill
this
in
one
the
is
shadows.
This one's giving you a little bit of light here, but most of your light up here is your dark field
Above-
lighting coming over
exactly.
the top.
Yeah.
So cool. So nice. So nice.
Thank you.
Andres.
Hello, Don. How are you?
Good. Looks like my studio here, Andres.
Well, I guess I went a little overboard, but I got carried away, kind of.
No, see, Andreas, if this was in my studio or in my office right now, do you see the problem? There's actually a place here that there's nothing sitting on. See,
Okay.
that would be corrected by me momentarily. That's how I live my life. Nothing is open. That's nice. That's fun. It's fun to look at.
Yeah, you know, you post your next assignment, and then I got like 5 days when I can do nothing because I need to work, and it's all churning in my head, and I'm thinking and I'm thinking and I'm thinking, and then comes Friday, and Friday is the day when I can do the assignment and when I can set everything up, and yeah, that's like the picture I built up in my mind over the week.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. This is this a shadow underneath this thing, or is that in the wood?
No, that's like a string of my son's shoe. He ripped it off.
Oh, okay. That's fun. That's really fun.
Well,
You're
yeah,
lighting, you got light from the front, as you would have to if you're going to put it up against the wall like that. You're going to have to move your light to the front. You can't necessarily light it from the back, but your light from the front is very well done. This reflection of the light source, that's your umbrella there, right? Back there on that wood.
Well, actually, I challenged myself. I'm reading the book from Kevin Best about still life, and that's also a reason why it's so cramped. And yeah, the light is coming from the side, but
you got your flash background up there. All right. Yeah, it's so close and it's so clean there that we don't notice the oblong. Yep, we don't notice the oblong, except that it is brighter here than it falls off over here. You see that? That's what happens when you go from the side. So when you're going from the side, you have to be very careful which side you go from, right? So
yeah, but
you have
this time I meant to do it that way because first of all, in those old paintings, there is always a window on the left side, so the light naturally kind of falls off, you know, and I tried to like imitate that.
So when you're setting your
Kevin
still
Best
life,
also says, huh?
So when you're setting your still life and you know it's going to be a little bit brighter over here than over here, you want to make sure your darker objects are over here and your brighter objects are over here, so they're picking up the light. It looks like you did that quite fine in here.
Okay.
The saw blade, this is in here, the Tabasco sauce, the dark rocks. You can see how dark the rocks, if that rock was there, do you see how it would just kind of fade into the background? We wouldn't see it. Over here with that nice bright spray, it comes out very nicely.
Okay.
And what lens, sir?
I'm shooting with a Nikon D7-200, and I'm always using the same lens. It's like a 50mm full format lens.
Okay.
So it comes up to like 70mm, but it's kind of the only lens that I have on my camera because I don't like switching lenses that much.
Yeah, this kind of work, it's the only lens you need. The only one you need. If you're going to have one lens, that's the lens to have. Very nice. Very nice. Asha.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Asha. Couple of old boots pulled from the trash heap.
No, it's not. I have enough of junk in my house.
You have, I'm sorry, what?
I said I have enough of junk in my house.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did you save these after the shoot, or did you throw them away, Asha? There's nobody's going to walk on that boot.
It's still saved.
Okay. All right. Well,
I have some more uses for it.
Yep, you're much like me. If I throw it out, honey, and someday people are looking for boots without heels, I'll feel stupid. Anyway, your light is great coming from the side here. You got these great little shadows in here. All of this is good. You're showing us this ripped off heel. This you need to expand a little bit. Pull it up with Lightroom or Photoshop. Let's get a little more texture in here so we can really see that thing, because that boot doesn't look terrible. We look over, oh, the leather looks good. And this thing that's saying, oh, it's, you know, you can't walk on it, is kind of hidden in the shadows. So let's pull that up just a little bit. All right.
Okay.
Got a nice highlight coming back here. So looks to me like you're in very close to your lighting source. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, you've blocked it off a little bit. Oh, I wonder if you had moved this back a little bit here. If we could have gotten a little more light on there. Okay, so you're flagging off the light from these. There's a reflection coming from over here. Oh, there it is. There it is.
There's a card there, and then I had placed a card for the first boot to get the back of it.
It's back
which
there.
I removed post.
Okay. All right. So it was in the shot. You just took it out in post.
If you go back to I had put actually 2 flags which I removed in post. So one is to the light there on that boot, there, and then if you see on the front of the same boot, you can see a light. No, on the side of it.
Oh, here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I flagged there also so that I can just lift up that part a bit, which I removed in post.
Yeah, very good. Well thought out. This is nice.
Thank you.
Canon 50mm f11. So you're shooting at that. That's a crop lens. So
Yes, that's a crop lens. Yeah, it's around at 85.
Yeah, very nice. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Vasanta. Is Vasanta here? Okay. Vasanta acknowledges this isn't really junk. But I do think this is a very nice shot, Vasanta. Your colors look good. Your light looks good. You've got this nice, beautiful highlight on the top here. Very nice. And I love your background. The only thing about the background, Vasanta, is let me make sure. I'm pretty sure it is not straight. You're going downhill this way on those little checkers. When we charge our clients the money that we charge them, we can't have the background crooked. Because a little bit off, if it's off by 3 degrees, it looks wrong. If it's off by 20 degrees, it looks like you angled the background. So you have to be very, very careful about this. Make for sure you can see it right down. It's hard to see, but you can see that line disappearing right over here. That line on the right, just a little bit off, but it's kind of a lot off up here. So again, if you're using a long lens, if your lens is long, you're going to have very little distortion. If you're using a wide angle lens or something even like a 50, sometimes you can have distortion. If your item is under your lens and you're shooting straight down on it, make sure that the point that you have in the bottom here, that center point of your image, is the center point of your sensor. It can't be off even by 3 or 4 millimeters. It will throw a skew to it. It's hard to do. You can use tape or lines or whatever to find that spot. You get your camera out over it and you tweak it until it's absolutely perfect. Then you set up your assignment, trying as hard as you can not to bump the yellow thing, because then that negates what you just did. So it's really, really important to keep those backgrounds absolutely straight. Tammy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Boing, boing. What the heck is that? Some kind of spring, but from what?
You know, I really don't know what it is. It is basically a piece of wire encased in rubber, and I literally found it in the parking lot for this assignment.
Wow. It looks like it's broken. It looks like it's kind of broken right there.
It is a little bit broken. It had a piece of the rubber missing, and I was trying to remove some of the rubber to expose the wire, but then it was really difficult. So I was worried I was going to cut my finger.
Yeah,
So
that's okay. That's okay.
It looked like
definitely
some of
looks
the old
used.
electrical wire that I have in my house. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I wonder why. Can you take the cap off the top?
I don't think so. I didn't try, but I I twisted it into that spiral shape.
Oh, you did that.
It was
Oh,
originally
okay.
flat,
Okay.
like it was just basically a flat piece of, it was just linear.
Okay. It was the spiral that I was trying to figure out. What in the world could this
Okay,
be
yeah.
used for? All right.
I think it's some sort of car part or something. I really don't know what it is.
It's the tech from a Tesla. We're going to find out that the Tesla runs the entire thing on a piece of rubber coated wire. That's the auto driving wire there. You just bet it. Those people are now going to France via the ocean. Cool. I like it. And your lighting, you've got two sets of shadows, or
It's
no,
just
set of
one light. It's one light.
oh, it's a
that's-
snoot. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I like what you did, Tammy. You just made something kind of fun out of something that's literally nothing except a piece of bent wire left in the middle of a parking lot. That's cool.
Thank you. I was originally wanting to shoot the hard shadows, and I did do that, and then it was just really sort of boring to me. So then I started playing with all my light modifiers and came up with that. So I enjoyed the assignment. It was fun.
Yeah, and you're using a snoot here, right? Oops, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You're using a snoot here. So what's happening in this snoot is the light is bouncing all around as it gets forced down into the front of that snoot. So when it comes out, it's not coming out pure, it's coming out wacky. So I'm saying, if to get hard shadows, you should use a bare bulb, and not with a reflector around it, a bare bulb. Take the reflector off and just leave it bare and you'll get hard shadows. And then if you want it to be dark around it, you got to use flags, flag here, flag there, flag above it, that kind of stuff. That's the only way, because the reflectors bounce the light in. So here's the light that starts bouncing here, and then that hits right here and it bounces over here, and that's bouncing over here. So what it does is it softens that edge, and then the edges of your shadow get softened. That's why your shadow is soft. The other, oh, that's not your shot. The other thing you can do is move your light. So your soft shadows here. Move your light farther back. The farther back you have, the sharper your shadow is going to be. So your light is, oops. Your light is like 5 inches, 6 inches away, maybe.
Yeah, maybe like a foot away or something.
A foot away. And so it's getting soft shadows from the light source. If you move this back to 4 feet, yeah, that'll work. 4 feet away, then you'll get a much harder shadow. Okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want everybody to do this. Next time you're walking outside in bright sun, look at a telephone pole. The telephone pole's coming out of the ground, and it's a full sunny day, and the telephone pole is throwing a shadow this way. The telephone pole is the block. That's the thing you're blocking, like a cookie. That's the block. Right here to right about there, that shadow line is sharp as heck. But as you move that telephone farther and farther and farther away from the sun, it's farther away. This is so much farther away from the ground here than it is here. This edge will start to soften up, and eventually it'll become super soft. That's light at work. Very cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Jerry Campion.
Hi, Don.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Lovely color, man. I love this sort of earthy, nice color.
Thank you.
Is this an old sink drain over here?
No, it's actually a pot for flowers.
Oh, okay. Dead plant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was once a cactus.
All right. You're in Ireland, right?
Yes, yeah.
Does cactus grow in Ireland?
Well, not really. But I have the proof.
I think the evidence may be right here. Very cool. I love it. I think your composition is kind of cool here. I like how you got the flower not dead center in that thing, the background, and yet it's very centered in the loop. Do you see that? I like that. I like this. I think your light needs to be over here a little more because it's getting very dark by the time you end up over on this side. That being said, no issue there because your light source is coming from over here. And so your pot does not disappear into the back, neither does your cactus. So that's not an issue. I just feel like I'd probably burn that down a little bit, Jerry, that right there. It's
Okay.
like, it's a
Yep.
bright area that doesn't serve a purpose.
Okay.
Okay, just take it down a little bit. Very nice. In Lightroom or Photoshop, whichever is your favorite, bring this little edge up a little bit. That's a design element. That looks really good. Is there texture in that thing?
There's actually stones inside it.
It's stones. Okay, let's see those stones.
Okay.
If only super slightly. Only super slightly. Let's see those. Let's see those rocks. So we can see that one barely, and that makes our eyes hunt for it. The petals we can see, but our eyes are hunting back here, and we don't want that to happen. We want to show that off. The cloth in here,
Okay.
that's probably fine. And the flower looks great. Lens, sir.
It's an 1855 at 40, so that's a crop sensor.
Okay.
I guess about a 60 mil equivalent.
Yep. Nice set. This card could have been up closer. Did you try it closer, or is this where you started?
I did actually, yeah, and I
Too much?
kind of pulled it back. It was too bright, yeah.
Okay. All right. As long as you try it, that's great. And if it's too bright, pull it back. Absolutely. It's also quite large. You might have tried something like for these rocks, tried something, like that big. Just
Okay,
to
gotcha.
get the rocks. I can see the rocks in this picture. Yeah, we want to see those a little bit more than we're seeing them.
Okay.
All right, very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, and we're back at the scary plant. Oh, all right, there we go. Well, super. Super. Next week, cosmetics. Gentlemen, if you don't use cosmetics as much as I do, I really like Revlon. Be careful because they're expensive as heck. Buy something cheap, or maybe you just do makeup brushes, which are not expensive, or maybe you just do a compact or something, or whatever. You don't spend a ton of money. You'll also choke when you see. I mean, the women won't choke; they know what it costs. But some of this stuff is like unbelievable. Lipstick can run you $50 real fast.
Are splashes allowed here?
Absolutely, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Project 52. We have some folks from here that have signed up. Asha signed up. I think
Me too.
Deng signed up, and I think somebody else.
Lawrence signed
Oh
up.
yeah, Asha, and yeah, wow, great. We've only got 2 spots open, so if you're thinking about it, now would be a good time. We got 2 spots left, and they'll go fairly quickly, and we'll be off to the running. We if you sign up in January, in July, I mean, we're doing a lighting class. It starts Tuesday. It's a one-on-one lighting class with me and my very small group. There'll only be 12 or 13 people total in the class. And so plenty of time to ask questions. We're going to go over gear. The second week, we're going over positioning the lights, how to use your lights to advantage, and on and on. We're going to talk about the inverse square law to the point where you understand how to use it. And I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can make sure your exposure is dead on every single time you push the shutter. So that's part of the specials that are coming out to those guys who are signing up first. Of course, they're being recorded. And of course, if you sign up August 1st, you'll still have access to them, but you won't have access to the live shows, just the recording of the live shows. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I am super happy about this class. Just great creativity.
Can I ask one last question, please?
Absolutely, Andres.
You mentioned something at the very beginning with those different lenses for the next assignments. And
No, that's not, no, that's not for the next assignment. That's for anything you do, whatever you do next.
Okay.
Try every lens you have, okay? Keeping the subject at the same size,
Okay.
okay? Yeah, that
Because
is
I
not, that
only
is
have
not
two
for the
lenses.
next assignment. No, the next assignment is just the picture.
Okay. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, everybody. I hope
Thank
you're
you,
having
Ron.
fun. I really do. We had more people this week than we had last week. That means something to me. So super glad to have you along. Take care. I'll get this video up probably late this afternoon, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you,
you.
Don.
Thanks, Don.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.